Prolonged trade war is bad for growth. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I think the question is how much decline in growth would the president accept? And right now, to talk about a decline in growth when growth is accelerating is very difficult. It's like how much, I mean, if you're the president, I think you sit back there and watch a lot of TV, and I think I just recognize that because some of it's very positive. Some stations are very positive. And you kind of just say, listen, our growth is good, their growth is slowing. You know what? They'll blink. They'll blink. And, right now, I mean, if I live in China, I don't think I'm really sitting there thinking, wow, all I know is I just paid a little more for Starbucks. Good piece about Kevin Johnson.
Yeah,
in the Times.
Meanwhile, a couple of questions I got this morning is why is Google doing this? And they do seem to be moving more, well, two things. I mean, they're already global, but even more so. And more in direct competition with Amazon to some extent. There were reports, if you guys are aware, I think, that they were going to potentially partner with Walmart on the Flipkart deal. It didn't happen, but the question is, are their ambitions changing globally at Google? It's not for a company that generates the amount of cash that these guys do. This is not a large investment, so to speak.
But they bought it $20.29.
May speak beyond the numbers themselves.
No, $40.58 ADS. But I looked at this and said, okay, I thought that Alphabet had forsworn China. Well, they have, but now they have not. They forsworn China on free speech, but when it comes to shopping, they're all in. Right?
But are they moving? Are they moving closer to competing with Amazon on certain areas? And is Amazon moving more closely to competing with them on search, for example?
About time you brought up a negative for FANG. I listened to on Brian Sullivan this morning. There was a guy talking about how FANG's going to destroy the earth. I mean, that's a little hyperbolic. But, it's about, the Clash of Titans now extends to China with this JD. But then you can come back and say China's picking up for everybody.
25% of the online market there. Alibaba, of course, is over 60%. And JD's market share has come down from 27 to 25% year over year.
Wow. Okay, so they're teaming with somebody who's faltering. Look, the numbers are great in China, but the big overall growth is not as great. And I don't think that's the tariff. But, look, the tariff. Germany exports 5% of its steel to the United States. Can that really hurt Germany as much as a dramatic increase in oil and gas?
No.
Canada is an importer of steel. Can our tariffs really hurt them? I mean, these are the things, like, if you wrote, there was a major source in a New York Times story talking about how
that goes back and forth across our borders for all sorts of different reasons, particularly with Canada, right? I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you about your New York Times story, but.
No, it's irrelevant. It was positive.
Yeah, I mean,
you're a protectionist. You are a protectionist.
Okay, so there was a major firm that was quoted. A major firm that is a so-called manufacturer of steel that was quoted in the New York Times saying, "Listen, these tariffs are bad." I did some homework, and it turns out that they're a major importer of steel. So yes, the tariffs are bad. But was that identified in the paper?
Okay, but if they're importing steel and they're making stuff here, and then aren't they going to raise the price for people who are buying?
The cost of a washing machine, the rolling 3 months through May, is up 17%, on an annual rate, 17%.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. That's why we need the sharing economy. The cost of cars.
What am I going to share my
I'm not going to do my go long
You
laundromats?
know what? Yeah, I used to go to a laundromat.
We didn't know. We had the laundry room in my old apartment building when I was growing up.
But David, Coupa Software raising price target.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.